Hey guys, I had a post on Instagram a couple days back here about this car, and I wanted to show you guys this because this thing is quite a treat. It is really quite a surprise, and I am so stoked to be able to drive it and to be able to kind of share and showcase some of the stuff that LOJ does.
Hey guys, this is a 2004 Nissan 350Z that we did an LS3 conversion in for Zandara Kennedy. She's an up-and-coming drifter out west, and she sent the car to us. She wanted a V8 in it. She had enough of the mediocre power from the stock V6 and wanted a little more potent stuff under the hood. So we agreed to do an LS3 swap in the car for her, and we kept the engine combination simple, but kind of went pretty over the top with the dress-up stuff under the hood to make it look apart.
It's beautiful. So, yeah, why don't you take a look, man? Oh yeah, dude, I love the valve covers. I love all the powder coating and stuff. So was this painted before, or what was this?
We painted the engine bay. We removed the secondary firewall. 350Zs have a second firewall right here.
Oh, okay.
Now that's not actually necessary to do when using our swap kits, but we did it for the aesthetic look because we wanted to do a wire tuck and new brake lines and coil pack relocation. So it was done for the appearance aspect. It also makes maintenance and getting to the back spark plugs a whole lot easier than you know, with the stock firewall there. And it was really just done for the look. So when we cut out the secondary firewall, we did this is actually a rattle can paint job, believe it or not, in the engine bay.
Dude, it looks so good. Seriously, that really does not
it's all
have
in the
me
prep
fooled
work.
for sure.
It's all in the prep work, man. And, you know, taking your time. But yeah, like I said, it's a used 6.2, all aluminum. It's got a Brian Tooley Racing Stage 4 NA cabinet and spring package. It's got Texas Speed's new roller rockers for the LS3s.
Okay.
And other than that, it's stock. It's a stock LS3 intake. We put some Holley fuel rails on it. Got some Texas Speed valve covers and powder coated them and CNC etched them ourselves. Coil relocation.
Yeah, I love that. That looks so good. I mean, I always love the fasteners of what you use. It's just classy. You know, it's like everything about what I've typically seen with LOJ, and this is not just a one-time thing. This is many cars deep now. That I've tuned for them, and where are you guys out of in Jersey?
We're just outside of Atlantic City.
Okay, and just again, like their attention to detail. I mean, the way you select the fasteners. I mean, the harness, everything about the layout is so clean. And I mean, when you do a kit like this, it's every single nut, bolt, everything is ready to go. It is all inclusive. It's a pretty impressive setup. Yeah, no frustration, no going to the parts store. It's all there. That is freaking awesome.
And this one's running the stock Nissan transmission. We sell a transmission adapter, but we do kits for T56, T56 Magnum, stock Nissan manual trans, 4L80, 6L80, 6L90. So whatever trans you want to run in the car, we can pretty much.
So that saves a bunch of money, though, in a lot of ways. It's basically if you have a car and you're basically just swapping the engine, like let's just say you have a Z and you're using, you know, I mean, on this car, for example, your stock tranny and diff and drive shaft and everything pretty much thereafter. And you were saying that holds pretty decent power, and different ones hold different amounts of power.
There's been like 10 revisions of the 350Z trans. The weakest ones still hold like 600 wheel, and the strongest ones, people are running 8, even 900 wheel through them. And then not only that, it's not just the trans, but we're running the Nissan accessories too. So that's the Nissan power steering pump and the Nissan alternator. And we keep them in as close as we could to the location they were stock in the 350Z, so your factory hoses work. You can run air conditioning with our kits, same thing, your factory AC lines work. So you're not wasting time and money trying to reinvent the wheel, get new power steering lines and AC lines and all made. You just use what's already there in the car.
You know, when you're sitting here, it looks like something's broken, but all that angle, so that was pretty sharp. So I wanted to take a look down in here, and you guys were modifying this a little bit so that needed to put the stop down in there so we didn't get, so this is right around like 70 up to 70 degrees angle is what it was. Okay, very cool. Well, this thing is going to be sweet. It's got a great sound, so I think we should fire it up. Let's get her on the dyno. fantastic shakedown. Super, super, super close. There's always, you know, little nuances with each car, but definitely off to a great start. We're a little rich on the top end. I think this thing will probably make a little bit more power. It shows 503 pound-feet of torque. That's kind of misleading. It's actually about 450 pound-feet of torque, which is, this is like 100 horsepower more than I will have ever drifted with. So this is like insane. This thing's gonna be a monster. So way over my head, but it's gonna be way fun. So I've definitely been learning with the lead of Cletus. When you're in over your head, just you gotta send it. So you know.
What gear were you in?
4th.
5th is 1-to-1.
Wow. All right, let's dyno it 5th and let's see what happens here. I'm gonna make a little tweak and try and clean up the mixture, but I think it's gonna show a lot more power in 5th. Maybe a little bit. We'll see. All right, let's go round 2. We'll try a 4th gear pull and then a 5th gear pull. Let's see what the differences are. Alright, so check that out, guys. This is a 5th gear pull. What did it show? It's like maybe 15 or so, maybe 20 horsepower more than it was in the 4th gear run. That is the 1-to-1 gear ratio. Typically what you want to do is make your dyno runs into 1-to-1 gear. Sometimes that is a little bit prohibitive because of either a speed limiter or kind of some other factors, because just too much wheel speed. We can kind of really see where this thing is not balanced. You can really, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it feels like you're in a paint shaker when we're going whatever that was, about 120, 130 or whatever. But so anyhow, we're in 5th gear, a little bit over 500 wheel horsepower. Well done, sir. Good job. And 466 pound-feet of torque. That is an awesome number. So I did add some timing above here, and it did pick up kind of a very minutely. I actually retarded some timing down there, and we lost a little bit. So we kind of know pretty much in the range of where we need to be. So I'm gonna do some more adjusting. We got a great air fuel, and this thing is gonna be kind of all over the country, or well, what do you think? Kind of.
Yeah, West Coast mostly, but all over the place.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, well, I'm gonna set it up conservative enough for 91 octane is what they have out in California, and actually I think Vegas as well. I think 91 octane. So we're gonna have to set up for 91 octane. I probably will shed a little bit of spark on it. We got at least maybe 1 or 2 more pulls just to kind of verify a couple things. I might make it about 2 or 3% more rich, but I mean, all in all, I mean, there's not much more that really needs to be on it. It's really super well set up. I'm really excited the way things are going. We're not having any sort of problems. Everything is, it's kind of what I expect there, Steven. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do 2 runs back to back. I mean, this thing's gonna be beaten within an inch of its life frequently. So, you know, I'm just gonna do a little bit here and see how it does. It's also a good kind of yardstick to see if the thing likes oil temperature or not. Usually on a back-to-back pull, especially with the exhaust hot, sometimes we'll make more power. So we'll see. Harder and harder, it keeps making more power, I'll take it. So, well, enough messing around here. Let's go have some fun on the track. So, this is going to be a blast.